Hello everyone, I'm JG, and welcome back to MusicForever, where today we'll be talking about the new Tupperware Remix Party EP, Ladyworld. Tupperware Remix Party, or TWRP as it's often shortened, is a really underrated band in my opinion. Now, I got into this band personally from the group Ninja Sex Party, who are a YouTube-based comedy band. About a year ago, they released their first covers album, which was titled Under the Covers, and they had Tupperware Remix Party doing instrumentation on that album because Ninja Sex Party is just a vocalist and a keyboardist, and of course Tupperware Remix Party has guitars, bass, drums, a whole bunch in it, so they were able to make more, I guess you could say, fleshed out songs with an entire band for that album. But essentially, when I heard about they were doing that covers album, I decided to check out Tupperware Remix Party myself, and I happen to really like a lot of their EPs that they released so far. They haven't released a full album, however, this is now their 5th EP that they've released. I'm a massive fan of the electronic, 80s-inspired funk rock sound that Tupperware Remix Party seems to do really well. I was especially a massive fan of their last EP, Guardians of the Zone. If you watched my top 10 albums of 2016 video, I believe it was number 10 on that list, so of course check that out if you haven't already. But on to Ladyworld. In terms of sound, Ladyworld doesn't do too much different from the rest of the material that Tupperware Remix Party has released over the past few years. However, there are a few subtle differences in this work compared to their previous works. For one thing that I noticed is that this album, or EP rather, seems to have a bit more of a, I guess you could say, a happy vibe throughout, I guess you might want to say. Though I do think Tupperware Remix Party, all their stuff really does have a happy feel to it. Of course, they're really inspired by 80s kind of glam synth pop, I guess you could say, and funk rock. So those typically are genres that have a happier feel to them, in my opinion at least. But I think this EP in particular, it just kind of gives the feel of sitting on a beach, looking across the clear ocean and the clear skies. I kind of like the EP cover art, which you probably saw at the beginning of this video. Kind of like that is really how I picture this EP sounding, I guess you could say. That image just goes really well with the sound, in my opinion. This EP also is the longest EP track-wise that Tupperware Remix Party has released so far, consisting of 7 songs. And now, I noticed that all their EPs tend to get longer as they chronologically release them, so I'm wondering how long it takes before we finally get an album from these guys. I hope it's soon. Another more interesting aspect about this band is that they dress up in costumes and play the role of characters, I guess you could say. Kind of like, well, like Ninja Sex Party, who I was talking about earlier, and I guess you could say maybe like Gore or Daft Punk, who I think also inspired the vocals of this group, because all the vocals are sung through a talk box, so they kind of have a robotic, I guess you could say, sound, and their vocalist does kind of dress up in a, the getup that they wear is more like sci-fi, space kind of things. The vocalist sung with the talk box really kind of provide a, not robotic in a bad, like, mechanical stale way, but more in an interesting kind of like bringing life to this whole fictional band, like, not, the band is real, but the fictional characters that they portray, the fictional universe that they kind of live in. It just kind of helps really make it seem real as you're listening to it. The synths and guitars throughout this album remind me a lot of like 1980s Van Halen, I guess you could say, with the guitar tone and the different synth sounds. The bass guitar on this album is also fantastic, as it has been with all of Tupperware Remix Party's stuff. It's just really prominent throughout, kind of provides a funky sound to their music. The drums are consistently good, and the lyrics on this album are, of course, continuing with some previous themes that we've seen in Tupperware Remix Party's music. Of course, there's just kind of like women, I guess you could say, though, of course, Ladyworld kind of being the title of this EP. It's kind of revealed kind of in this EP that on the track Respect Her, it has a bit of an environmental message. I know that Tupperware Remix Party had touched on this before on the track Pale Blue Dot from their Believe in Your Dreams EP. So yeah, we see some reoccurring themes here, just kind of love in general, kind of more, I guess you could say, cartoon-based style that kind of goes along with their costumes and get-up and personalities. Just a whole bunch of stuff that I think really they kind of sell this whole idea of who they are as a band. Like Tupperware Remix Party's previous projects, Ladyworld is filled with 2 instrumental tracks. The first track being Overture, the introduction track on this album that just kind of sets up the entire mood, I guess you could say. The second instrumental being Food Bar, which I think is definitely one of the best instrumentals that Tupperware Remix Party have made yet. Another reoccurring concept that we see on this EP is Ninja Sex Party themselves making an appearance on the final track on this EP, which Ninja Sex Party have appeared on every EP that they've put out since their second EP. The name of this song is Built for Love, and it's definitely my favorite song in this EP. I just think Tupperware Remix Party and Ninja Sex Party go together so well. It's not even in the sense that they bring out the best in each other, it's just that when put together, they become something greater than they are when they're just individual. And I especially like how on this song, the lyrics on the song they're not exactly a comedy like Ninja Sex Party's normal stuff. However, they're more in tune with Tupperware Remix Party's more, I guess you could say, normal songwriting. And it's really interesting to hear Ninja Sex Party vocals being done that way, because all you ever hear them doing are comedy songs or cover songs from like 80s and 70s. So we really don't get to hear them doing much serious, quote-unquote serious, because the lyrics aren't exactly like super deep or anything like that, but they are more straightforward. It's, if Ninja Sex Party weren't so busy making covered albums, new albums, star-bomb albums, I would say that they should definitely try to make an album that's all filled with more normal, not comedy lyrics, I guess you could say. However, they prefer to stick to what they have right now. They've got tons of stuff going on. And of course this track shows the great juxtaposition between Dan's vocals from Ninja Sex Party and the vocals from Tupperware Remix Party. Of course Dan doesn't sing with the talk box, so he just has normal sounding vocals, which I think are phenomenal, mixed with the talk box vocals, and it's a very nice sound that you have put together on this track. As I said, anytime you have Ninja Sex Party and Tupperware Remix Party together, greatness is bound to happen. And I really hope this EP gets more attention than the previous Tupperware Remix Party EPs. I know Ninja Sex Party have kind of made this group a lot more popular in recent times. However, I still think this band is extremely underrated. And if you're really into groups that have like electronic rock or synth pop, funk rock sound, then Tupperware Remix Party is what you're looking for. Overall, I give a strong recommendation for this EP if you're a fan of the genres I've listed throughout this video. Also, if you're a fan of Tupperware Remix Party's previous EPs, there's no reason why you shouldn't love this one, because I think it's possibly, I don't think I quite like it quite as much as Guardians of the Zone, though with time it might change. I would really want to listen to this EP over the summer when I'm on a beach, kind of like I described earlier. I wonder how I'll perceive this EP in that kind of environment, because right now it was a nice warm 40 degrees today and kind of cloudy, so not exactly the best conditions to be listening to this EP based on what I had in mind. But as I said before, this EP is a must check out for this year. If you like this review of Tupperware Remix Party's Ladyworld, I would greatly appreciate it if you would like the video and subscribe to the channel. Of course, subscriptions keep this channel going. I want to make this channel bigger, better, more album reviews, EP reviews, top 10 list, top 20 list, discussion videos, all kinds of stuff I have planned for the future, so I'd greatly appreciate it if you'd be willing to subscribe and help out the channel. Also, comment below what you thought of this EP, and if you decided to check it out after I recommended it, because I guarantee the majority of you haven't heard this yet, which is a shame because it's good stuff.